Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते. हरि ओम तत्सत्. Tattvabodha, the fundamentals of the life. In the last class we have discussed, we are discussing about the Jivan Mukti. Who is called a Jivan Mukta? The student asked the question that, Guru, please tell me what do you mean by Jivan Mukti or Jivan Mukta? Who is that Jivan Mukta? Then the Guru said, as the normal people, how much with confirmation and total determination, they say that I am the body, I am the mind, and or I am the man, I am the woman, or I am the Brahmana, Kshatriya, so on and so on. Like this same way, this Gnani who listened to the Shastra from a Guru, he also with the same kind of conviction and the confirmation and the determination, he says that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not a man or woman or anything else. But who am I? That topic only we are discussing. In that, Kintu Asangaha Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasharupaha Sarvantaryami Chidakasharupaha Aha Rupaha Asmiti Dhrudanishchayaha Dhrudanishchaya Rupaha. This is very important statement. In this, we already discussed in the last class about the asangaha. What is the attachment means? How the Atma, me, is not attached to anything. In fact, not only me, the Atma, even the senses are not attached to any object. Even the mind is not attached to the any sense organ, and even the intellect is not attached to the mind. And if the Atma is beyond the intellect, how come that Atma will be get attached to any of these things? So this is what we discussed. And while explaining that, I have given the many different examples, as like finally we have come to the discussion in that Satchidananda Rupa also we have explained Akasham as like the space. How the space is not attached to anything in spite of giving the association, in spite of it is being associated with all the four other Mahabhutas. Yes, and we will elaborately discussed it. And the other word meanings also we have seen. Sat means existence and Chit means consciousness. I am simultaneously existent conscious principle, Atma, Aham. Aham, Atma, consciousness plus simultaneously existent consciousness principle. So Sat and Chit. But not only it is It is not enough to be existed and conscious. Many ignorant people are also existing and they are conscious about their body, their life, their mind, and everything. But are they happy? This is the question. So, importance is whether you are a gnani, whether you are a ajnani, whether you know it, whether you don't know it. But finally, are you a happy, blissful person, or you are searching for the happiness? Now, I told that this Ananda word we will discuss in this class more. Ananda. If I am not the Ananda Swarupa, then how can I keep on try for Ananda? Keep on trying for Ananda according to our general material understanding is getting the happiness sukham because of some object, a pleasure which comes through the any sensual pleasure object. But we know very well that all these pleasures which are coming because of the different sense perceptions, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, they are constantly under the flux, fleeting. They never be constant, fixed. They are keep on changing. So this changing phenomena we are keep on seeing in this material world and our experiences. So if that is the case, why I have to struggle and run behind those fleeting objects of this world? By running behind them, I am always getting a kick and I am fooled by them. That's why conquering the desire, conquering the senses, and conquering the mind is very much emphasized and told as the preliminary disciplines in the spiritual ladder. So, Ananda, now we have to analyze Ananda Mimamsa. There is a discussion in the Taittiriya Upanishad, one in particular adhyaya topic, Ananda Mimamsa. What is the meaning of Ananda? Generally, in English, we can give you a meaning bliss. It is not a just happiness. If you say happiness, also nothing wrong. But if you say happiness, then immediately our mind try to grasp the happiness which comes because of I gained something, and because of I get it off from something, I am happy. See, some people are happy. What a life without wife. Then people will get married and wife comes. Then a same person, after some time, he says that what a life with the wife, with this kind of wife. What a life without the wife, he said. What a life with this wife. Now he's fed up. So in this way, our happiness is always on the bargaining edges. Now Upanishad Shastra says that no, my dear, you are actually the Swarupa of Ananda. Your Ananda, the Bimba Ananda, is ef- reflecting as the Pratibimba Ananda in the sensual objects also. You are lending the Ananda to them as you are lending the Sat and Chit, the existence and the conscious principle to them. Otherwise, they are themselves are the Jada, matter. Same way, how a matter, material, a Jada Padartha can give the happiness? This is the question. Like this, putting a question and analyzing and come to the right understanding properly and find out what is there is called Mimamsa analysis. So Ananda is my essential nature. Okay. How, sir, you are telling or Upanishad telling, how can I accept my essentialness is Ananda? Analyze then. Your essential nature is Ananda, and Ananda, for Ananda's sake, you need not to run behind or go to the Ananda Bhavan, Arya Ananda Bhavan hotel or anything. It is you are the Ananda Swarupa. That's why that Satchit Anandam is very, very crucial, important words in the Vedanta Shastra. And that Ananda, okay, let us go for with the example of your sleep. In your sleep, you are not associated with the any worldly objects. No sense organ is not involved there. No mind is functioning there. But still, in a sleep, you may don't know anything, but you know one thing for certain. I am so happily, joyfully, peacefully slept. I slept like a log. When a person, we all slept well for 6 hours, 7 hours, then we'll get up and come with this statement. Everybody, whoever slept well, okay, not with the dreams, slept well, good sleep. Then the question is, where from you have got that happiness? Question number one. And another question, there is any happiness equal to your sleep in this world? Understand the question properly. Can you say there is any equal happiness like your sleep happiness in this world, in this world of other objects and pleasures? We do agree that you are getting pleasure, some happiness from the indulging with the sense objects, rupa, rasa, gandha, shabda, sparsha, different things, but they are all very limited, very limited. And not only that, they are all transient, impermanent. Yes. And when that little impermanent happiness comes and goes, you will become more miserable than before. Or if you come to know that you are going to lose that happiness, also you have the misery with fear of losing. Is it not correct? So, where from that happiness coming in the sleep? Question number one. Is there any equal happiness in the world with the sleep? Answer is, for first question, that happiness is coming from within me. You have to agree because you can't say anything. You have no any logic or the any statement to say because of my mind it came, because of my wife it came, because of my money and the building it came. No, nothing is there. Your mind, transactions, possessions, relations, everything is absent there. When everything is absent, where from you are getting that happiness in the sleep? So, for this understanding, we need not to, that's why Shastra never asks us to uh, try to learn something which you don't know, which is something far away, in some other time, in some other place. No, right away, now and here, you are that. When we say you are that, how much time it takes for you, how much distance it will take for you, how, in which place you have to go. there is any desha kala vastu antaram, that is immediate. So happiness is you. You are the source of happiness, as like a big tank of water to that whole complex. And because of that big tank of water tank, many connections of the pipelines given, and it comes into our my house also, and in my house again, in kitchen one tap, and in the bathroom one tap, and like this different taps. But the source of the water to all these taps is what? Where from? It is the reservoir, the tank. In the same way, for all the sensual pleasures and the material happiness, everything, the source is actually coming from me only. From me only. So the second question also negated. Nothing is equal to this my sleep happiness in this any other worldly happiness. We have to agree for that. You want examples for that also? How many crores of currency cash is there in front of you? You are keep on counting the bundles, and it took a lot of time, because daytime if I start count, people will may come and knock the door or calling bell. So I've started counting in the night. You counted up to hours together up to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But after that, without your knowledge, your fingers counting will stop. The bundles will fall down. But you like to go to your source of happiness, the sleep. Same way, any pleasure, the carnal pleasures, sexual pleasure, any of the taste, there is a saturation of happiness in the material objects. Okay? There is a saturation. The happiness which you get by eating one sweet of the gulab jam is more, because since so many days you didn't eat. Okay, you are so happy, and already I am fond of sweets. That too I am fond of the gulab jam. Okay, so you like the gulab jam very well. You didn't eat since last 1 week or 10 days, and so your favorite sweet dish. Okay, take one more. Okay, give. I will eat second one. But the happiness by when I eat one first is more, and the second time when I take the same gulab jam, my happiness is little less. Diminishing value of the happiness. Diminishing value of the happiness. That is, I said, saturation. Okay. One more? Yes, third. Also, I eat. Then the third time, my happiness is still lesser. Then fourth one, no, I think now it is too much for me. No, okay, no problem. You don't eat any other thing. Eat only gulab jam. You love it so much. So fourth one with compulsion, fifth one with force, sixth one with still compulsion. And afterwards, no, I can't eat now more than that. All these things within few minutes, few minutes. If again question, if the happiness as you think generally is in the gulab jam, same gulab jam only, why you are not getting the happiness? Why you are disgusted about it? Why you want to stop and throw away? And moreover, finally you say, no, if I eat more, I feel wanting like. Not only with the gulab jam and the taste, apply the same example with all the your so-called sources of the happiness, five sense organs. The mind, you cannot enjoy it. It's only little. Now let me tell you a dead one. What? Gulab jam. It is only a after making the milk boiled and powder, and then that will comes in the packet. Then I will put in the water and make balls and put it in the uh, oil and make them to fry. There is any life in it? Don't answer. Life means how many calories, energy is there? That we are not talking. Calories of energy won't give the happiness or the bliss to the people. If you say like that, there are many people eat so much uh, uncontrollably, and they are so people are so heavy, overweight, and with a lot of. But the question is, are they happy because of the calories of energy, because of the bodybuilding, or because of the power, muscle power, or anything? No. So this enquiry generally we don't do. That is the problem. So only Shastra, when you come in front of the Guru asks you inquire like this. See how much time I'm talking with one word. Actually, this is a preliminary text only. But even though we are going to listen these things again and again in the Bhagavad Gita or any other place, but this is the being the foundation of the Vedanta, and this particular statement here given in a specifically, and here itself, if you can put a strong foundation to by listening some extent, okay, then it is going to become a much more stronger when you listen again and again. So Ananda Mimamsa, the diminishing value of the sensual material pleasure, that too it is borrowed, and actually the happiness given to that jada padartha matter, me the chaitanyam. Here one more point also will add. Another thing, I said that the example of the gulab jam, a person eating one. Now, two people are sitting or four people are sitting on a dining table, and if the gulab jam is the cause for giving the happiness to one person, why that same gulab jam, if the happiness is in the gulab jam, you have to ask like that, if the happiness is in the gulab jam, why that gulab jam is not giving happiness to my next person? So happiness is not in the objects, happiness is in my like and dislike. And why you don't like, if you ask some children about, some children who don't like the milk, or some like the coffee. Hey, why do you like the coffee? No, I don't know, simply like that. Or why do you milk? Not knowing the richness and the benefits of the milk and all that. Some people are allergic to milk. Simply, they are from the childhood, some dislike and some like. So, likes and dislikes are determining the happiness of the worldly objects. That's why they change person to person, time to time, and place to place. Still simpler base example, the same coolness in the summer AC or the um, rain season, the coolness because of the rain gives the happiness to a person. Abba. So I'm free from the hotness and the summer. But the same coolness and the AC or the same breeze cool in winter, In rainy season, no, 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 I cannot tolerate. I don't like now. I don't like now. So the likes and dislikes also keep on changing on the time. So which is depending on the time and the space and the object. Such happiness can keep you really permanently happy. Never, not possible. So once if a person who understands this, then he is called a wise person. All others are otherwise people. So Sat Chit Ananda. Finally, I will say one more statement from that particular Taittiriya Upanishad. Whatever we discussed now, these few minutes, that particular point, there, instead of saying the diminishing value of the Ananda, one way it is the same only, but it is a quantification Ananda it talks. How much in quantification? It starts from the a normal human being happiness. Normal human being happiness means what, sir? आशिष्टो दृढिष्टो बलः आशिष्टो बलिष्ठो दृढः. Who is the very strong, healthy, young, beautiful person? Not only that, who is the Chakravarti or the Raja, king of this entire earth? To such a person who is young and healthy, beautiful, and with all those facilities of the king, emperor, that Ananda Upanishad compares with a little droplet of a Manushya Ananda. Sayeko Manusha Ananda. Then from here, Upanishad keep on quantifying, quantifying, quantifying 100 to the power of 20, 10 to the power of 20. 100 units it will keep on increase, and this one Manusha Ananda, Sayekah Manusha Ananda, Sayeshatam, you keep such a people, 100 people together now. Okay, Teyeshatam Manushya-gandharvanam Anandah, Teyeshatam Deva-gandharvanam Anandah, Teyeshatam Pitrul Pitruloka Anandah, Pitrudevanam Anandah, Teyeshatam Ajanajanam Devanam Anandah, Teyeshatam Indrasyanandah, Teyeshatam Brihaspatiranandah. Like that it goes up to the Brahmaji's Ananda Brahma. And in between, while telling this, see, I am quantifying like this, but still it is it is not equal to the Ananda of the Gnani Brahmananda Jivan Mukta. Who is Jivan Mukta? Brahma, uh, Jivan Mukta, Brahma Gnani. Upanishad gives one statement there. श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य. Who is well versed in the Shrotriya Brahmanishta and not affected by any of these worldly desires at all, such a desireless, self-abided person is called Jivan Mukta. Okay, enough I think for today. I took lot of time to explain one word, Ananda. But see, by listening itself, you are feeling your inner bliss, Ananda. Altogether, this is I am. My essential nature is aham ananda swarupaha. I told that day aham asangaha, asangosmi, satchidanandosmi, anandaruposmi. And the asmi word this teacher tells after few more words. I said already. Then the another important word used as the prakasha rupaha. A little bit this I already touched that day because I said prakasha means shining, it's a light like, but understand what is the meaning of the light. Atma is not like light. I told that also, prakasha rupaha. But prakasha means which illumined by itself and illumines everything. That means the chit itself is another word expressed, told in the another word, prakasha rupaha. Because in the Shastra, as the Akasha has taken for analysis, we did lot of analysis last week about the Akasha. Same way the Prakasha also taken for analysis. Just 2 3 points I will tell. Because as like Akasha, Prakasha also doesn't have any form. Akasha having form? No. So Prakasha means light. Light. For example, in this room now there are two lights are burning. The light is fallen on this entire room and on my whole body and the black screen, everything, isn't it? But all this light is a cause for illumining my form, everything, this room. Generally, we recognize and understand the light whenever there is a object. Whenever there is an object only, we can understand, oh, because light fallen. Now the question is, when I show these two objects like this, yes, this object is visible to you, this object also visible to you, because the light is fallen on both of them. This light falling on this specific object is called a specific light. A specific light. Now, that specific light, another example you see, common light is there everywhere. Then, in between these two clips, objects, there is a light or not? Then we will think, because in between, if there is no object, you are not able to see the light. So, the light to recognize, you need a reflecting object in the middle. Reflecting means the light should fall on the some object, then only you will know that yes, because of light I am seeing. As I told you that a current, you can't see the current, but when the current expressed through the bulb or fan or any gadget, you can understand and grasp yes, there is a light. Okay, that example also good. But here question is, in between these two, this clip and this clip, don't see my face. Whether light is there or not. No, sir, I could not find. I am seeing only the empty space. See, space also same. That's why they now Akasha Udaharana and Prakasha. These two are very beautiful, mm, powerful examples to contemplate about the truth. Samanya light, the common light, which is all pervading, falling everywhere, but not able to seen by the eyes separately. Only through the objects of medium of objects only you are able to recognize the light. Now, Another question, whether this light is independent or depending on these clips. The light which is falling from that bulb here spreaded, it is not dependent on any of these objects. If these objects are all not there also, the light will be same. More objects also you keep, light is the same. So the light is an independent entity, as like the space. If the objects are not there in the space, space feels any loneliness, aloneness? No. And the more objects came, maybe there the space is not enough. The objects may overflow. Because the objects came and overflowing, the space will overflow with the joy or worry by the overburden. Last class I told with the ice example and all that. Now I am just clubbing this space and the light, because here the word is used prakashaswarupaha. What all these examples you are telling like a science class? No, my dear, you apply to your understanding, and you are that prakashaswarupaha. That is only is telling. So I am asangaha, I am Satchidananda Swarupaha, and I am the Prakasha Swarupaha. Prakash, light. So this Prakasha Swarupaha. Now the another next word is Sarvantaryami. Sarvantaryami. Actually, with this description itself, up to this, you are able to grasp, understand. But still, Shastra, Acharyas try to use some more words to give you more understanding. Antaryami means antar, inside. Yami, moving, sleeping, staying, pervaded. Who is pervaded in everything? Sarva Antaryami. Here, Sarva means we need not to take only the living beings, or for the timing, if you take only the living beings, because our lot of main problem is fighting with the living beings, isn't it? Person to person, members to members, caste to caste, religion to religion. So, in everybody, in every body, but here sarva implies to all the material objects, everything, entire, made, living objects and non-living objects, movable and immovable. For everything is the supporter, the essence. Antaryami means the essence. He antaratma jyoti, jyoti nandalal. And the jyoti is light, is antaryami, consciousness, light. That's why the jyoti is compared to that. Now, Sarva word not only in all the objects, this Sarva word applies to the in all periods of times, okay, in all the places. Because antar word is means inner. Then we say when we say inner, then what is their outer side? Hmm. Then again I have to come to this spot example. When we talk about the space, from the uh, angle of the space, from the standpoint of the space, space have any inner and outer feeling? It it can understand Hey, you are inside the pot, you are outside the pot. If you talk to the space, space asks you, hey, what you're blabbering? What do you mean by inside and outside? Even though it is said as a antaryami, that is mainly to turn our attention to our to near to us this world. Otherwise, there is no real meaning. But many Upanishads also say guhayam antaha. Okay? ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां हृदये अर्जुन तिष्ठति. Ishvara sitting in everybody's heart. Hey Arjuna, oh, he's sitting only in the heart, the bloody, blooded heart. Then who is sitting outside? Then later stages, the Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita explains, understand, there is no inside and outside. Inside, outside is a concept of the mind. Here and there is a concept of the mind. Today and tomorrow is the concept of the mind. That means what? What? Desha kala vastu atitam again. We have to bring that point. Sarva, in all periods of time, in all the places, in and out, there is no question. That's why Sarvantaryami, all pervading, all pervading, not all pervading, all pervading. Okay. Antarbahishcha tat sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. Narayana Suktam, even though the suktas are as like prayers in the Vedas about a particular uh, god by name Narayana. But if you take the real meaning of the Narayana, according to the Vedas and the Upanishads, Gnana Swarupam, that Gnana Swarupam is, I am telling you also Gnana Swarupam. Then, am I Narayana, sir? Yes. For Shastra, for Guru, there is no doubt. Sir, how can I become Narayana? Narayana should be having the Shankha Chakra Gadabja Shobhita Divya Charu Chaturbhujam. He should have four hands. He should have this thing, and he should sleep in the uh, Milky Ocean on a thousand-headed serpent. These are all Puranic stories, a concretized Vedantic knowledge in the form of a form and name for a ignorant person to understand in the beginning. That's it. That's it. By saying like this, don't think that my favorite god is Narayana, sir. Then I may lose the devotion. No. Now only you will become a real devotee of Narayana. Yeah, how come, sir? That Narayana itself told, my dear, that Narayana itself told. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. That's why you listen to the words of the Lord. Listen the meaning of the words of the Lord as told in the scriptures. The Vedas are the mouth of the Lord. The Vedas are the mouthpiece of the Lord. But that words you should listen from another mouth, not by you just read the book, another mouth. That means who established in that knowledge, who undergone a Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam from another his teacher. Listen from that teacher, then you will understand. So Sarvantaryami, Antad Bahishcha Tat Sarvam Vyapya Narayanastitah, in and out, everywhere. Antaryami, that word you should take in that sense, but in the beginning to contemplate, meditate our Hridaya Akasham in Chandogya Upanishad, a special adhyaya comes as the Dharakasha Upasana. Dharakasha means a small place which is in your heart, and that in that space the Ishvara is residing. Later it says that space itself is Ishvara, the Hridayam itself is Ishvara. Then, so after that, that's why first Ekarupa Upasana, Puja, worship. Then Bahurupa Upasana, Puja. Vishwarupa Upasana. To get that idea only, that Vishnu Sahasranama, those names are all, if you take, all they talk about this knowledge only. If you take word by word, of course, it talks about the Saguna Sakara, Saguna Sakara and Nirguna Nirakara, okay? And Nirguna Sakara. So, like this, it talks all about and his glories and the avatars. Then is Anugraha Tattva. How that Supreme, the Ishvara blesses every Jiva. Because Jivas are nothing but his reflections. That's why we are all the children of the God. Then we must know about our God Father means that he is not a father. There is a question comes, why God is always only he? Why can't she? Yeah, you can put these words of he and she doesn't apply in this knowledge. In sleep you are a she or he. In a sleep you are a rich or poor. That's why that great saint Annamacharya sung so well in the Telugu one song, no? బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పర బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పర బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పర బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే. In that one paragraph he sings, నిండార రాజు నిద్రించు నిద్రయున్నొక్కటే అంటనే నిద్రించు బంటు నిద్రయొక్కటే. The king, after he gone to the sleep, that sleep, and the servant who is sleeping down on the floor outside the king's room, and that sleep also, this sleep, both are one and the same. Then where is the king and servant? Clear? That's why here God is either he or not she. Somebody asked Swami Ramatirtha, a great Vedantic saint, young saint, uh, contemporary of Swami Vivekananda, Sir, God is the Mr. or Mrs. Mistress or Mrs. Then he said, God either he is a Mr. or a Mrs. Mistress. He is a mystery. He is a mystery, my dear. So, Sarvantaryami. Then the another last word is Chidakasha Rupaha. Already Satchidananda told. But again, here as Prakasha, as extra word used by the teacher, and here chidakasha word also is expressing the same idea, but some points we need to understand. Akasha, already we are discussing every class example of Akasha very importantly. There is three Akashas according to Shastra descriptions for our understanding. When it comes to the Ekameva Dvitiyam Nehananasti Kinchana, there is only one. And why you are talking about the three Akashas? It is just for talk, for you to understand in the beginning. Until you understand the Ekameva Dvitiyam Na iha nana asti kinchana. Okay, what are the three akashas, spaces? One is Bahirakasha or Sthulakasha or gross space, which are giving often the example space. Gross space. Then next comes the uh, Chittakasha. Chittakasha means the mental space. That is the outer mm, gross space, Stulakasham. This is Mano Akasham or mental space. See, in dream, the mind is only projecting everything in the dream. No any other object or any other material there. Only one mind. It imagines and it creates itself a world. Even in the dream, you will see the vast space and you will see the big elephant and big buildings, and you travel in that space. You will go to America. Everything happens in that mind. Now, think, tell me, the mental space is big or the outer gross space is big? You have to answer carefully. Little bit you have to think, because outer space, how much you imagine or comprehending, that much vast, and that many objects whichever you have seen, big and small and everything, all these things are seen on your mental screen itself. Then naturally the inner mental Chittakasha is more bigger and vaster than the gross space. Now, leave these two, my dear. You, you, Satchidananda Swarupa is much, much, much bigger than this gross space and this subtle space. You are the subtlest. Subtlest means don't think smallest. In Vedanta, when we talk about the subtlest, Sukshmat Sukshmadaram, remember, bigger than the biggest. How come, sir? The dictionary meaning tells only smaller than the small. Sukshmat Sukshmataram. But real meaning is that expression of Sukshmat Sukshmataram means it is very, very uh, subtle to grasp, even though it is bigger than the biggest. What is the definition for Brahman? I told, which is bigger than the biggest. Which is bigger than the biggest, how it can become a smaller than the smallest? A puzzle. Okay, let us not go more for this analysis. Okay, and for understanding it is so subtle. For understanding to this mind, it's very difficult, subtle. Whenever there is a difficulty in understanding and so deep, you use the word, it is very subtle. What is the subtler than the subtlest? Means bigger than the biggest. Because when you now I see my examples, Stulakasha is smaller than the Chittakasha. Now, Chidakasha, the conscious space. Conscious is not like space. Just for example, only for us to understand, the consciousness is like a space, or space is like the consciousness. Some similarities always tell, but still, Chidakasha means chit, conscious space. Why the word has to give space? Just again for us to understand only. It is not a space, or you cannot put any other word. It is Shuddha Gnanam, pure knowledge. That's it. Pure awareness. That's it. Objectless awareness. That's it. That's why Chidakasha. Chidakasha. Rupaha Aham. That means I am the all pervading conscious space. ஆகாஷன் போல் அது திரும்பி அந்த எக்ஸ்பிரஷன். அதனால சித்து Atma is not like Akasha or not like Prakasha. Why? You cannot give any simile to Atma. Please understand. If you want to give simile, there should be two objects. Then only I can give the simile. This is a light green color wide clip. This is a blue color small clip. So I cannot compare and tell, yes, this is the blue color. This is. And if I have the same two things only, I can talk again. The similarities are like that. So when there is only one Atma, where is the question of comparing and uh, mm, compare to study or to say? You can't. That's why there is any other general question comparison. Akasha is like what? You cannot say something. Akasha is like that. But we generally use that example of consciousness is like a space. What for we are telling? Just for you to understand in the beginning. But consciousness is not the space. In fact, in this Chidakasha, the conscious space, the Chittakasha appearing. In the Chittakasha only, this Bahirakasha is appearing. So all this projected Nama Rupa, the world of names and forms is only a projection of our mind on our mental screen. Later, higher study will see that. As like the dream world, same this waking world is also a another dream world. That's all. But it is very difficult now for us to accept. So, Chidakasha Rupaha. I will conclude by saying two more points about this Chidakasha. How much you use the word Akasha or Prakasha, but they have no any relevance with the Satchit Ananda. But some similarities are there. That's why Shastra using them to make us to understand and then give it up. Make use of them and give it up. Like that pole vault jump. The person has to use the big pole to go to the height and to jump on the other side and get the gold medal. After going up, he has to leave this bamboo stick. It is used up to there, but to go to that side, it is not required. In fact, it is an obstacle. He cannot take that side, fall properly to get the prize. The same way here. Okay, some similarities, Prakasha, Akasha, or consciousness. All of them are untouched. Untouched. Already we have seen. All of them are nirvikara. Nirvikara. No any modification. So like this, and all three are looks like vast, all pervading. Akash is all pervading up to our perception of the eyes. And mental space we cannot measure or say anything. As much I am seeing, that much big space. Consciousness also all pervading. So like these similarities are there, unaffected, unchanged, and independent all. But between this akasha and the chit consciousness, the basic one difference is there. Akasha also born, consciousness never born. Because akasha born having a date of birth, it will have the date of death also, disappearance also. But being consciousness not born, and it never disappear, die. This is the main basic difference. So example, we should not take too much and extend and confuse the main point. So still this sentence is not yet over. We will go further words discussion in the next class. Now we'll conclude here. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्